Hello everyone, welcome to episode 1 of SOC Analyst 0 to Certified series. In this series, I'm gonna teach you the exact skill you need to pass the Splunk Core Certified User exam while simulating the real-world cyber attack. Today's exam is the Splunk interface and basic searching. To learn this, we're gonna act as a blue team defending a web server from a directory traversal attack. A directory traversal attack is when a hacker tries to manipulate a web URL to escape the public web folder and read highly sensitive hiding operation system file like the Linux password file. Let's jump over our Kali Linux attacker machine and launch the breach. Before that, since we're gonna make a web server, we need to web directory traversal attack. We need a web server. We will use your existing Ubuntu and Kali VM. Let's install the web server on Ubuntu. Sudo apt update, which is important before every program you wanna install. You need to update the list of the Linux. Sudo apt update. I'm gonna install Apache, but also you can install Nginx. Will be enabled via systemctl. Make sure our service is enabled. So yes, it's enabled. 1 minute 46 seconds ago. Okay, IPA. This is our IP. Yes, our Apache is working very well. Then just like we did with the SSH logs in the last videos, we need to tell the universal forwarder on the Ubuntu to watch the Apache web logs. So I need to make a new config file. This disables true indexes default, and here we change it to access bind. Control O, enter, Control X. Yes, it's access through combine. Okay, now we have new file. So now we should restart that, update Splunk, refer new file. Okay, we have to wait now, but we can go through Kali Linux, which is our Splunk server. Okay, now it's our Splunk turned on. Let's generate some normal background noise, and I'm gonna run a quick curl command against our target Ubuntu web server, just to simulate a normal user visiting the website. Okay, now our Splunk forwarder has been updated. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we curled our this web server like this. We curl everything, every content of our victim web server actually. And this server responds with the standard HTML. But now I'm gonna act as an attacker. I'm gonna to append a directory traversal payload to the URL. I'm going to type curl the IP. This is the usual way that hacker try at the first when wants to challenge a web server. Usually we don't have these vulnerabilities, but it's good to know how hackers think and how hack a web server. Directory, not fine, not fine. This is normal. By using the dot dot slash, I'm trying to force the web server to go backward down to the directory tree and open the password file. As an attacker, the server might block me, or it might work. But either way, the web server just logged my exact payload and my IP address. Let's go over the Splunk and see how a SOC analysis hunt this down. Okay, again, welcome to the price interface. For the certificate exam, you need to know how navigate this. On the left side, we have our apps. We're gonna to click the search and reporting here to bring us to the main search bar. Every great threat hunt start abroad. But before we start to searching, we need the access from the user system where like Apache 2. That's perfect. And let's make absolute sure Splunk has successfully logged onto this file. You need to verify that. Okay. Okay, if this method doesn't work, we need to add it manually. So okay. Oh, I typed that where. Let's check our list. Yeah, we found it. Let's go back to Linux. Again, and let's what we got. I got you, the bad hacker. Okay, when we hit the search, Splunk return the raw web access log. But I want to draw your attention to the massive feature you must know for the exam. For example, the timeline. This is the timeline. Look at the timeline. You can select the timeline. That's why every book about network talking about the NTP and the time, because time is everything. And this is just below the search bar, you know, and you see the green bar chart. The timeline visually represents when events occur. Notice how it mostly flat, but there is a sudden spike right here. Is cybersecurity spike mean anomalies? Splunk allows us to interact with the time. Watch this. I can click and drag. Look. It's just 2 minutes. Look. Zoom out or zoom in a specific time, and filtering out all irrelevant background noise. Now that we've isolated the exact time frame of the anomaly, Let's use a basic keyword search in Splunk, and you don't need fancy commands to find the bad guys. If you know what a directory traversal payload looks like, you can just search for it in the plain text. I'm gonna to go to the end of this end of my search query, add a space, and in the code types etc we look access log. The attackers did curl, and we have successfully hunted down the directory traversal attack. Splunk shows us the exact times stamped, the attacker's IP address, the malicious /s point // payload, and whether the server actually returned the files to the attacker. etc password, use the curl, use the HTTP with this IP. You can add it, edit the tags, or you can add it, for example, look, add it to the search bar. Add it to the search bar to be more specific. Let's review the exam concept we covered today. We learn how to navigate the search and report apps. We learn how to use the timelines to visually identify data spike. We learn how to click and drag on the timeline to zoom in and filter by time. We troubleshooting every problems that might be happen. We use the basic Boolean keyword searching to find a specific malicious payload. Next week in episode 2, we're gonna to look at the SQL injection attack, and I'll teach you how to use the interesting field sidebar and field extraction. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it, and check my GitHub in the description for full lab setup. See you in the next